Good afternoon. This is Cindy Harding with Outlaws Capital Partners, and today is Confessions of an Outlaw in Multifamily Investing. So, I'm going to give you 7 action steps to help you reach your goal. Now, these 7 steps came from Jeannie, and I thought I would share them with you because they are definitely things that will work. And I'm going to give you a little bonus at the end. So, the 7 steps to reaching your goal. First one, write them down. If you don't write them down, they're not a goal, they're just a wish. So, make sure that you write them down. And you want to, number 2 is you want to make them measurable. So, you want to have it where it's a definite stop and start. Not something that's never ending. You want to stop and start point. And then you want to give yourself a deadline. Now, that deadline can be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year. But I would recommend that you make them, if you're looking at 6 months to a year, that you make them smaller so that you can measure it, because you want to be able to stop and start and say, "This, I've accomplished this." So um, you give yourself a deadline. Then you're going to create a list of what you need to do to accomplish that goal. And that may be just 2 or 3 things, it may be 10 things, but you just want to write down all the tasks that are required. And I would just suggest just kind of random writing, where you just, as you think about it, you write it down. So you just basically do a brain dump, and you're going to just put everything on paper that you're going to need to do to accomplish this goal. Then you're going to, let's see, this will be number 5. You're going to prioritize. So you're going to look at all the things that you've written down in that brain dump and all the things you need to do. Then you're going to prioritize. What do I need to do first? And so you're going to get those in order so that your brain doesn't continually keep working on, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to accomplish this? You've already told your brain, this is the first thing we're going to do, and then this is the second thing we're going to do. And it just helps so that it doesn't keep you on that hamster wheel where you just keep thinking and rethinking and recreating. You just want to be able to dump it all out and then prioritize it. And then number 6 is take action. So you know what number 1 is, so you've got to do number 1. Then you know you need to do number 2, so you want to take action. And then number 7 is make daily progress. And this is where I'm going to talk a little bit more, because I have done a couple of videos about the power of 1. And this is so true in accomplishing your goals. The power of 1 is commit to do at least one thing every day that's going to move you closer to that goal. 1. It's the power of 1. Because what happens as we start doing this and we do one thing, often that will lead to 1 or 2 or 3. But if you think about all the things that you have to do, so remember, we've done this brain dump of all the actions we need to take, we've prioritized, and we have this list that could be up to 10 things that we need to do to accomplish this one goal. It was really overwhelming when you look at it as a whole, but look at it as doing one thing every day that's going to move you forward. It's very important that you build that consistency so that you know that you're going to do one thing. Now, our brains are toddler brains. Like, we don't want to do stuff that we don't want to do. We only want to do what we want to do. And so we have to train our brain to think a little bit differently. And so there might be a day when I don't want to do anything that is dealing with multifamily. Like, I want to do something different. Well, I've made that commitment to do one thing every day. And so sometimes I come and I'll sit in my office, and it's like, okay, I'm going to sit in here. So I'm sitting in here, and I'm thinking, well, I'm in here, I might as well do this one thing. So you need to put yourself in a situation where you know that you're going to be able to be successful. Successful people take action, and that's what you have to do. And if you think about it, if you don't do anything today, today becomes tomorrow, which becomes a week, which becomes a month, and then it's a year. And have you moved forward in your goal? Not unless you take action every day. So those 7 steps are from Jeannie, and I know you can hear. Hopefully, you can hear them in her voice when I'm telling them to you. Make sure you do one thing a day. Move yourself forward in whatever way that is, and even if you don't feel like doing it, put yourself in the position that you will go ahead and do one thing. For me, it's I come in my office and sit in my chair, turn on my computer. I've already done that. I might as well go ahead and do the one thing. So, talk to you next week on another Confessions of an Outlaw in Multifamily Investing.